Hello, and welcome to another video. Today, I would first like to say that we renamed our channel from Lofi Coaching to Miva Coaching, whatever. I don't know, something like that. Either way, I wanted to say that the free coaching thing that I opened in my Discord has been like kind of misunderstood by people, because some people thought that, I don't know, you have to like apply and then like win some lottery or something, and some people thought it's like limited spots or something. No, it's literally just if you meet the conditions, which are like these for now, which are not too hard, just I wanna play the game, then you can just apply, and you either get told sure, just go, or you get told that you might need to do like one or two more things, you know, like change something, and then you can get it. So I did want to mention this. It should be pretty simple to get free coaching. Otherwise, I mean, I guess you can go to my Patreon and you can get like other people's coaching, but like, I don't know, you might as well just get your own. Either way, I wanted to get into today's video, and it's gonna be on good and bad habits. So I'm gonna try to demonstrate a few things, both in terms of showing some interesting studies and in terms of just talking about it, right? So if we start off, we're gonna have a little something called hydration. We all love water, right? Yeah, we love water. Kappa. But the interesting thing here is that if you look at this study, wait, the study was like about the effects of dehydration and rehydration on cognitive performance and mood among male college students in China. It's self-controlled, which is Monka-esque, but fine. Still interesting. So we have like these numbers, and the TLDR of these numbers is basically you just have like a baseline. So you can just look at these. Then you have like when you get dehydrated, like what changes. And not too much changes, right? Like this is why a lot of us end up like not drinking enough water, and it doesn't really matter. Like some stuff even gets better. I mean, on average, and some stuff is just like worse, and it just averages out. It's not too big of a difference, right? But then when people actually rehydrate and they're properly hydrated, what ends up happening is that their performance is all increased, right? This is probably most likely something you get by properly hydrating anyway, because they were already probably on like a pretty meh amount. Basically what they did here is they deprived them for 36 hours and then they rehydrated them or whatever. Whatever it was, but the issue is that your benchmarks in the brain just get like worse if you're too dehydrated, so do drink your water. It will help you. So after that, we have like a study on sleep. So this is going to be a great one. This isn't really a study, actually. This is just like some info. I didn't really feel like finding a study on sleep. I read like a bunch of them before when I was reading about polyphasic sleep and stuff. And basically what ended up happening is that your attention peaks like a while after you wake up, but not like too long. It's basically like a few hours after you wake up is when it starts peaking, and then it like goes down later, and then that's why naps and stuff can be helpful. But yeah, I mean, we all know that sleep does affect perception and judgment, right? So not too much to really say here, but it does have some interesting stuff like videos and whatever about people describing and talking about it, so pretty cool. But either way, for sleep, I mean, for water, you should just drink at least 2 liters per day. If you don't, then you're probably griefing. But honestly, like, it's just have more. Like, you might as well just have 3 liters, honestly. At least. Then for sleep, I mean, the funny thing is that people say that you need like 8 hours of sleep, but the reality of the situation is that you don't really need that. You can have like 6 or whatever, but the ideal thing would be if you had a decent amount of sleep during the night, and maybe you had like a 1 hour nap or something during the day, and that would like that makes a huge difference in your focus later on in the day. So that's pretty good. Okay, so which one is this? I need to figure it out. This is about circadian rhythms, so this is related to sleep also, so good. Basically, the conclusion of this one, which is all I'm really gonna give you today because we don't really have time to go into every study and read it all and whatever during a video. So the basic idea here is that your attention and alertness end up being affected by circadian rhythms, of course, right? So our attention improves during the day while it reaches its lowest during the night and early morning hours, right? Their circadian rhythm and attention modulates the performance and all the activities of the human being performs. So during the night and the early morning hours, the performance of work and productivity decreases with an increase in the probability of errors and accidents. Obviously, it can vary for people as well, but it's pretty good stuff to keep in mind, right? So you want to have a schedule for when you're sleeping, and you want it to be like good for yourself, and then you also want to monitor the amount and all of that stuff, and it should actually help you. I mean, you might be thinking, but why are you like giving us life coaching now? Well, I mean, if your life is shit, then your league is also gonna be shit. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, even if it's not bad, your league performance while your life is bad, your league performance could be better anyway. There are very few people who have like a very bad situation in life, and then because of it, they end up performing better in league because, I don't know, they're like desperate or something. But even then, if they wanted it badly enough and they had like a good situation in life, they would still do better. So, yeah. Okay, what is this study on? I keep forgetting which one is which. Yeah, this is about meditation, right? It's a pretty good thing though. Meditation is pretty useful. It helps you with tilt, it helps you with focus, it helps you with deciding your goals, helps you settle your priorities, focus on your goals, clear up your head, introspection, understanding yourself, whatever, right? So it's just really nice. It's a good addition to your daily life, but also a good addition to your league stuff, because you can really reconsider, like, if you're like sitting there for half an hour or something, just chilling, meditating, even if you don't do it too well, you're just like, well, okay, I was like flaming little Timmy today on Zaya, but what did that really achieve for me? You're like, nothing. What's the point? Only thing I might have achieved is like helping that guy who griefed me, because maybe that guy like figures out why I flamed him and he improves. But how does that help me if he improves? Like, he will just be like, instead of being gold 4, he will be like plat 4. Then I will meet him anyway in plat 4. So like, that doesn't help me in any way. Just useless. I do have like a few that aren't related to studies though. So for example, taking breaks. After max like 4 games, you should probably take a break if you're actually trying. Then also practicing regularly. So if you don't play for a while, right, it can be pretty bad. Like, the issue is that how do I say this? Well, the issue is that while for improvement itself, so to get better at the time, it's nice to spam a lot of games at the same time. So just spam games. But while that may be true, playing every day and playing consistently will end up sustaining your skill level better. So for example, if you're already decent, then playing like 10 games on the weekend won't do as much for you, right? While if you're maybe like iron or bronze and playing 10 games on the weekend might do more for you than playing like 1 game per day, right? So that's like a pretty interesting dynamic that you have there. But yeah, I'll link all the studies as well, so you can like look at them. I didn't really look into them too deeply. I like shortly read them over. I looked at the conclusions a little bit, like the way that they did it. But maybe some of them aren't the best or whatever, but it was fine. So, okay. What is this one? What do you think? Exercise. Of course, exercise. So we love exercise, right? I mean, in general, working out will increase your focus, make you feel better, make you have better energy. And then you'll have better performance. You're also gonna age better, like in terms of your brain and stuff, and be happier. Okay, so then, right. What does this study actually say though? It says, okay, so while exercising, people did a lot better than after and without exercise, right? So that's like pretty interesting, because this is basically saying that if we're exercising, we do better. Interesting, right? So pretty interesting stuff, how it affects your brain. Though I don't really want to go too deep into this because I don't think it's that useful for a league. Because here, for example, what they did is memorization during cycling, after cycling, without cycling. So while you could say that this could be useful, for example, if you go to the gym and you're like cycling there, you can learn stuff while doing cardio. But in terms of like actually combining it with your game, like what are you gonna do? Are you going to you're gonna set up a bike and like play the game while biking? Like, okay, come on, bro. You're probably not gonna do that. And maybe one of you is like ill enough to do that, who knows. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing though, and you could study League that way though, so that's pretty interesting anyway. The next one is the effects of exercise on brain function in the long term. This is what I talked about before, where it like makes you age better. So here we looked at, or well, they looked at clinical evaluations spaced by 5 years in adults age 65 or older, and they noticed that physical activity corresponded with decreased incidence of cognitive impairments, right? So that's like pretty good. That's really good, right? Because you don't want cognitive impairments, you don't want to be depressed, you don't want to, like, I don't know, like slow down your brain. That's why you have to keep both your brain and your body active, and yeah, healthy body, healthy mind, right? I mean, you might think it's bullshit, but I'll be honest with you, it is not. Okay. I think this is the last thing we really look at, and this is another habit that people just need to fix, which is their diet habit, right? Like their dieting. So this is, what the fuck do you want? Right. So diets high in refined sugars, for example, are harmful to the brain, right? So stuff like this is really important. It's also like how much you eat. It's also like, I mean, obviously, as this says, like what you eat. So this is gonna make a big difference as well. And it's another thing to clean up, right? But well, just cleaning up one of these things in your life, I mean, it's gonna change quite a bit. Like, for example, if you eat this stuff, high in sugar stuff, right? What ends up happening is like food comas, like you start crashing, you start like losing focus, your brain like is just getting harmed by it. For example, this is what they're talking about here. Your body's regulation of insulin, they also promote inflammation, oxidative stress, right? The problem with, for example, insulin is that when it spikes after eating something high in sugar, you will end up feeling very kind of tired and foggy, and you won't ever have this when you're eating normal food, because it's gonna be too difficult to make your sugar spike from that, right? Just too difficult. So yeah, this is also really interesting. The medical field did not fully acknowledge the connection between mood and food, which is pretty interesting. But I'll tell you that connection, like for most people, like for pretty much everyone I know that changed their diet, it's true. So, including myself. So yeah. Either way, this should be enough. While just having one or two of these habits change, it might be decent. But if you have like multiple of these that are wrong, so if you just look at them, right? I mean, oh yeah, this is an interesting one as well. Like being toxic is just useless, right? Like you just make others play worse in your game, and then maybe they like end up improving because you were toxic to them. And why would you do that? Makes no sense. But yeah, like hydration, breaks, regular practice, learning from mistakes, good sleep, timing when you play. So like timing it when with your focus and your tiredness and stuff, pretty good as well. Then some meditation, working out, and fixing your diet. Like this stuff can change your outlook on the game and how you approach it. by a really huge amount. Basically, it can make you go from like perma tilted, perma flaming, perma whatever to just like, I mean, sometimes you'll still be like that, right? But a lot more focused on the task at hand. So yeah, I hope this video helped you in some way. If you need like a follow-up on like anything like this, or if you want me to make a video about good and bad habits in the game specifically and not outside of the game, then like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And also, please stop thinking that my fucking Discord with the free coaching is a raffle. It's not a raffle. It's anyone gets it. I can't believe I have to say this like 10 times. Okay, anyway, see you next time.